thought we would have a little bit of dinner with Denver today. So let's see if I can switch this around. I'm gonna toss out his kibble. You ready, buddy? Come. Sit. Wait. Good. Hello. Good. All right. Free. So I thought we would do dinner with Denver, and he had a big day yesterday. So I figured I would do what I do when I feel lazy, which is make my dog happy by throwing his kibble in the yard so that he can go and hoover it out of the grass, especially since I need to cut my grass. So it's pretty challenging for him to find it all. So all I do is come out here and let him hoover around for his food, which is good mental exercise for him. Gets to use his nose. And it takes 10 minutes or so, sometimes more. If I spread it, sometimes I'll spread it all over the yard. But I just threw all of this from one cup into the same area. But yeah. But it's he really, really enjoys it. Yeah. I want to do that with Kaylee. Yeah, do it. And if you don't have, not everybody has grass or a yard, you can also just put a bunch of stuff in your, on the ground, like toys and snuffle mats if you have them, or even blankets and that kind of thing, and kind of roll up all the food in the blankets and kind of give them a snuffle experience that way. I'm raising a puppy for guide dogs for the blind, and Denver looks just like him. Oh, that's awesome. Do you have a video on how to follow a person as a task for service dog? I haven't been able to find a video on that. I don't. I will be doing one, once Denver is old enough to do guide dog stuff, I will be doing videos on all that stuff, assuming that he is a good fit for that. But yeah, I don't have any of that right now. Guide dog work, so the thing about guide dog work, though, or leading tasks, whatever, is that there's a lot of foundation. It's not just go follow the person. It's can the dog walk in a straight line? Can the dog understand left and right turns? Can the dog understand depth of the person? Obstacle avoidance. A lot of people just want to, I want to just have them follow the person. Okay, but if you just have them follow the person and you haven't taught the dog the foundation work of being able to navigate the world without also at the same time following a person, then sometimes you get a dog that bumps you into things. Just curious, what do you recommend to prevent bloat after eating? Not exercising your dog directly after eating. Other than that, bloat's there's not a lot of research as far as, or to my knowledge, there's not a ton as far as what actually prevents bloat, because or they don't actually know all the time what causes bloat. But generally, I'm not going to have them chase a ball after this. We're just going to go inside and eat. I just got a puppy and use snuffle mat for meal. That's cool. No, I don't have a ton of experience training for manic episodes. Hijinks. I'm not a specialist on that. Walk on a straight line. I couldn't be a guide dog. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, that's basics of guide. That's what I see, because there's a lot more people using leading style tasks. There's a lot of foundation work missing that can come from the guide dog world, which is why I want to do a series on that when he gets old enough and his little joints are closed. And Amanda, if you were serious, you struggle in straight lines, you'd want to, disability related, you would want to have someone help with that to start, because when we're training a dog to walk in straight lines, it's really important that we're supporting them through those straight lines, and showing them how to do those. And that's part of the reason most guide dogs specifically are trained by programs, is because the dog in the beginning needs someone who's going to confidently walk them to the next curb, generally. it just makes it a little bit easier for them to understand what they're supposed to be doing, which is walking in a straight line. Yeah. All right. So who do we have on the live? I know I didn't announce it. I just felt like going on tonight because I didn't make a video this week because I am really tired. And I do have one coming up for next week, though, on sports and service dogs. Yeah, so yesterday I got to kind of do a cool thing. I was helping a friend of mine with her halftime show. She does a dog stunt show during halftime of this basketball game, and I got to be the helper, helping with getting the dog's boots on and off, switching dogs out, all of that sort of thing, which was kind of fun. It was very interesting to see a different side of dog training and the hurry up and waitness. Like, I've done some trick shows in the past, but nothing to that level ever. And so it's so much work just for a quick 6-minute show, which is a lot. What breed would you recommend for autism and mobility service dog work? I would recommend the one you're looking at, which is a Labrador Retriever, but not this variety of it. Generally, for most people, it would be a bench bred lab. I'm going to do a video on the differences between bench and field bred labs, because I know there's like a lot of questions about that, and everyone doesn't think that John Denver is a Labrador because of the way that he is built, which is funny. But yeah, generally, without knowing anything, if you ask me what service dog you should get for pretty much almost all disabilities, I will tell you a well-bred Labrador that's health tested and comes from service dog lines. Excuse me. I would recommend a golden retriever. I mean, not all golden retrievers are 80 pounds. My friend has a golden retriever that's 50 pounds. So you do have to look at sizes. Just like there's 80-pound labs, and this is not an 80-pound lab. This is a 50-pound lab. Oh, got some grass in there, bud. But yeah, golden retrievers are excellent as well. I just personally can't handle the hair. And if you are someone who doesn't like to maintain grooming, which is me, I like a wash and wear dog, then I would not get one of those. But if you like grooming and that is fun for you, then do that. But also, you want to think too, so one of the things, so because I used to do shepherds, and there are coated shepherds and, non-coated shepherds, some people would request a non-coated shepherd because when they get wet, you do have more, like if you're going into a store and you've been walking through the rain, then you have, a wet dog that's drippy wet, and then you have to bring a towel a lot of the time, all that kind of thing. So just something to think about. But yeah, labs are great, Goldens are great. But again, you're looking at lines, not just like the fact that it's a lab and the fact that it's a golden. There's a huge variety within that. So yeah, if you love fluffy dogs, golden's where it's at. My friends had a long-haired Rottweiler. I don't know if anyone's ever seen one of those, but genetic anomaly. But I'd never seen that until they got one. I mean, it was a genetic mess, but yeah. So I get this question a lot from Angel in Wonderland from Canada. If you're in Alberta, what smaller dog breed, 12 inches at the shoulder or under, would you suggest for a service dog for PTSD and fainting warning? It's really hard to say because there is not a particular small dog that continuously successfully succeeds at service dog work. It's very much more personality and lines related. Like, I've seen some really nice Cockers. I've seen some really nice King Charles, but that a lot of it has to do with lines. And then, so I don't have one that I'm like, yeah, that's definitely if you're looking for a small dog, get that. I just don't have one for that. What do you think of standard poodles as a service dog prospect? My mom won't let me get one right now, but I'm getting a prospect in a few years. Yeah, I mean, poodles, I've trained some really nice poodles. They're not my personal favorite because of the aforementioned having to do a ton of grooming situation with them. However, they can make really nice service dogs. They do tend to be, not all of them, but generally a little more aloof, a little less food motivated, which can make training, more challenging in some ways for some dogs. Any advice for off-breed service dogs? Yeah, so Portuguese water dogs, there are some that make it, but generally those dogs are pretty vigilant, and include, I think part of their description includes either weariness of strangers or alerting of strangers, which can make them pretty challenging for service work, just like any other breed that's created for any type of guarding or alerting for people. That can make them so if you're getting a dog like that, you want to look at proper socialization from the beginning. Again, not saying it can't be a service dog. I don't know that dog. I don't know the lines. But generally, when we're talking about dogs like that, there's a reason that people aren't using them consistently for service dog work. But, you could be the one that has the dog that fits, and I would just spend a lot of time doing the socialization piece of that. Mini or toy poodles, they tend to be, I lost my dog in frame. Mini and toy poodles, the ones that I have trained tend to be a bit more high strung and quite a bit less suitable. But again, not all of them. So I'd be looking at what, are there any lines that you can find that are successfully doing service dog work? Yeah, Cavaliers. I really like Cavaliers. The problem with Cavaliers, especially for someone who wants a small dog and isn't going to be able to provide a ton of exercise. All dogs need exercise, right? But the health issues on Cavaliers are pretty high, especially heart conditions and their smooshy face. Like if they're overly done, can also be an issue. So, again, looking at the lines. Yeah. I found a golden breeder near me that they don't have a service dog thingy. I don't know what a service dog thingy is, but they start puppies really well, start training at 3 days old, and socialization. Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you about a certain breeder. You want them to be doing, early neurological stimulation if possible, early scent detection or scent training if that's a thing that you're interested in, some type of socialization program. But you'd also want to be looking at what the Golden's bred for, because there's, again, bench Goldens and there are field Goldens. And a field Golden is generally not going to be a good fit for service dog work. They tend to be more high strung and aware of their environment. So it really depends. Do you have any advice for a dog who struggles with going to the bathroom on command outside of your backyard? I need a dog I'm raising to be able to go in places if we're on vacation. Yeah, I actually, oh no, buddy. Hi, buddy. So I'm making a course about potty training. But one of the tips that I have for you is if you haven't worked from a young age to work on that, going outside of your yard, generally you need to make sure that they will first go on leash, then go on leash on cue in your yard. And then once you do that and you need to go out of your yard, you're going to want to get up in the morning, put them in the car, drive a quarter of a mile away, take them out when they're going to have to go to the bathroom, and have them relieved there. And that's how I would start that, because they have to go to the bathroom in the morning. Excitable barking, it depends if it's directed at something. Engage, disengage game is always my go-to. If you haven't looked at that video on YouTube, check that one out. Thanks all for the thumbs up. I think it helps people find it. Oh, this is your empty cup, buddy. So I appreciate the thumbs up. Have you ever thought of dyeing Denver's hair all the time? Yeah. I do. I love if he could be like a lighter color, like I wouldn't want to have to bleach him and then dye him. But yeah, the competitions where they do the, coloring of the dogs, I think that is so fun. I mean, I say that, but actually I probably never would, because I really don't like to attract attention when I'm out, and that would attract more attention. So probably not. I love Cavaliers, not necessarily for service dog work, just in general. Yeah, me too. I really like them. I've trained a lot of them, and I've had a really good time. I love Cockers, too. I really love Cockers. But again, like, lines matter. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't dye him a color. I would do, like, a rainbow or, like, a fun, like, looks like a tiger or something like that. Do-do-do. My advice, my dog's sleeping during the day, but not at night. That sounds like the dog probably isn't getting enough exercise during the day, potentially to make them tired at night, like potentially sleeping too much during the day. That's a possibility. Winding them down, things that can help them, like putting a fan next to the crate so that it sounds, there's a white noise situation going on. Covering the crate can be helpful for them. But I might do like some activity, not right before bed, but like dinner time, making sure you're training, exercising your dog, and then letting them have a calm down time, sometimes with a chew. Okay, yeah, if she's barking at other dogs, this is back to the person who was talking about the reactivity. This person is saying she has a focus command, but never focuses around distractions, no matter the treat or the toy. Yeah, you're too close to the distractions then. So you need to do engage, disengage, and you need to do it on something really easy so she understands how to pattern that behavior. So it could be like your partner or somebody walking a trash can back and forth in your driveway and practicing that game and then bringing that out at a really far way. Like it could be like if you need to start at a quarter mile, you need to start at a quarter mile, but you need to work on engagement generally. Yeah. This person had a brown lab, and when I look at Denver, I miss him. He would look so good in navy blue. I don't know. I do a lot of purple. Those are my colors. I don't know if you noticed. One of the vet techs dyed the Golden's tail rainbow for Pride. I love that. When they dye the feathering, that's probably really cute. Yeah. Denver as a tiger. Yeah, I'm hoping one year, like if I'm not that into, like, I'm not good at that stuff, but that would be fun. I'm at least going to buy him the lion's mane so he can at least be a stereotypical Labrador lion. Yeah. My puppy has an AC directly at her crate and she sleeps well. It's really hot out here. Yeah, dogs just, especially puppies, they can't regulate well. So doing things to keep them cooler is really, really helpful. Yeah, so if your dog is whining at other dogs, same thing. It's an engage, disengage problem. I want my dog, ideally. So like I was thinking about this morning when we were out on our walk I walk by a lot of people, and what I get from my dog is, there's not a ton of dogs in the morning, but there are a lot of people, is when he sees someone, he'll kind of look at them for a second and then look up at me. And that's what we're looking for. So we don't want our dog to fixate on other dogs. And you can use that engage, disengage to reinforce breaking eye contact from other dogs and then looking at me or looking at you. They probably don't need to look at me. Probably good. Yeah, so he just like finished up with his meal and it took about 18 minutes, as long as I've been on this live. So that's pretty good. Yeah. My 9 to 11-week-old puppy is a Belgian Malinois mix rescue. Is there anything I could look for to see if could be trained for cardiac mobility? So if you're going to do any weight-bearing tasks, especially since it's a rescue, I would be looking at doing appropriate health testing when the dog gets older. What are you doing? There's nothing in it. It is totally empty. He's like, that sucks. So, whatever is typical for the breed, hips, elbows, whatever, making sure that they're physically sound, because a lot of the issues with rescues, besides temperament, is potentially health issues, because the reason that is an issue is because there's not a lot of well-bred, purebred dogs that end up in shelters. There are a lot of purebred dogs that end up in shelters, but most breeders who are looking to further the breed, doing the correct health testing, vetting their owners, all of that, they are not letting those dogs end up back in shelters. So they have clauses in their contract that they'll take back the dog at any time. And so that's why you see higher incidence of health stuff in shelters. Yeah. Have you ever brought a service dog to a big theme park like Disney or Universal? So I have brought a dog to Disney Springs. I think it's called Disney Springs. What's like right outside that you don't have to pay for. I have not brought them to, well, I brought a client dog there, but I haven't brought my own dog to Disney or Universal. Frankly, it's just like very overstimulating for me. And I probably would never just go alone with my service dog. But I do hope to go with Denver in the future. Yeah, do you want to do that? Okay, we can't jump on me because then we might die. So I don't know whose idea it was to build a 4-foot wall that I have to keep my puppy from jumping off of. But yeah, so I do hope to do that in the future, but no, I haven't personally done it. There's a lot of people that are definitely like big Disney fans that do that. I went to Costco today, and I don't think I'll ever go to Costco again. Like, there were too many people. Like, one of them almost ran into Denver with their car. Like, it was so much. So you can imagine that, like, at Disney is probably not my favorite thing in the whole world. But I do go every, like, 10 years or so. My puppy is lunging at people and very excited around him. Well, I'd wonder what age the puppy is. But we need to teach an alternative behavior to lunging at people. Like looking at you. Pretty much like engagement. Let's see. I had to retire my rescue mix at service dog, who is 5, like a few weeks ago because of a limp, and they are definitely prone to more health issues. Yeah, for sure. Denver's having a salad over there. I've seen other trainers use different methods of training heel by using a prong, and when they get too far, correct them, but then reinforce when they are close. What do you think of prong correction? I don't personally use them. I don't really have a lot of opinions on how other people train their dogs. I have a lot of opinions on how I train my dogs, but I don't personally use prong collars with my clients or with my dog, because I don't need to. I don't love the idea of waiting for the dog to fail multiple times and having to correct them for failing. It doesn't make a lot of sense for me. That's just not how I communicate with my dog. Yeah. Let's see. All About Canines, love your work. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Y'all, if you are looking for something you can do that's completely free that can help me out, is I make tutorials on how to train things, and they do terribly on YouTube. Like, anytime I do something, I talk about something that's like mildly controversial, which I hate doing, they do well, which is, I understand that it's like the nature of the beast, but if you can watch or play through or like my tutorials that actually show people how to train dogs, I would so appreciate it, because that stuff just doesn't get the play or the reach. And it's like, it's so disheartening because I spend so much time working on those tutorials and making them good so that people can hopefully follow them step by step. And then they just don't get the reach that everything else does. So when you see those, if you want to help me out, just like let them play in the background. You don't even have to freaking watch them if it's not a topic that you're interested in. But that's the stuff that I'm trying to get out there more, is the actually helpful, tutorials. But that's not what YouTube wants to push. They want to push the stuff that is potentially controversial. So, do you have any advice on how to deal with a retiring service dog? Like, obviously it's hard for me, but the dog loves working. Yeah. So yes, retirement is super hard, and it can be hard on the dog if you have another person in your household, because I've done a ton of retirements, especially of guide dogs. And if you have another person in the household, then if you can have them start taking over some of the tasks that you would normally do, especially before you even get the new dog. So like before I got Denver, my husband, started doing some of the stuff for Whip, because she would be spending more time with him while I was spending more time with Denver. And that can be really helpful as part of the transition. Yeah. Great information in there. Thank you. How to fly with a service dog really helped me. Yay! Yeah, that one's old. I'll do another one when I fly with Denver for the first time, but that probably won't be for a little while. Not that he's not ready, just that I haven't flown in a while. I don't think I'm ready. I'll probably bring a friend. 100% will do. Thank you. Thank you, Kaylee. I hope I'm saying that right. I love the Weber training. Very helpful. Thank you. Oh, what topics have you done tutorials on? Like, what should we search? Yeah, so I have like my service dog training. So I have like playlists that are probably most helpful. But I have them on. I have my deep pressure therapy video does pretty well. I have them, on how to teach drop, how to teach to pick up a leash. Those are 2 that I did recently. How to train fetch, from a dog who has a little bit of a natural retrieve, that kind of thing. Do you have any big goals for Denver in the future or ones that you have already achieved? I would like to get his junior hunter title. So outside of service dog work, my big goal is to have a really functional service dog, which he's doing really well at. I'm really happy about. But as far as I can't hold my thing. I can't hold my phone up with my left hand anymore because I've been working out a lot and my arms are so sore. So I would like to ideally get his junior hunter title. So like the first level hunting. I'm a total novice at that. We have 1 leg towards that so far and you need 4. I would like to do a CD with him. I'd like to get more into rally. And if we both like it and are doing well, maybe go after our Ratch, but this would be like the first dog I'd be doing that with. He's really my first dog that I've done the type of sports that I'm doing now with him. Yeah. Oh, and his champion shed dog. I probably won't start training shed again or competing in shed until the fall. But yeah, definitely his champion shed dog. He has his working shed dog already. How do I get into service dog training? Yeah, so I was finishing my master's and one of my friends brought in her really cute German Shepherd into class and I immediately started volunteering with the organization. My dad happens to be blind and after 6 months of volunteering for 8 hours a day every Saturday, they offered me an apprentice position and I started there. And the first, I got my string of 5 dogs and the first dog that I finished training became my dad's first guide dog. So that's the short of it. Yeah. I actually didn't have a dog growing up, but I've always loved animals. I got to learn on other types of animals. So horses, I did a stint as an intern at a conservation center where I got to see cooperative care with rhinos and giraffes. It was really cool. Let's see. Other than Denver's settling, yeah, I was so happy. You must have seen the thing where I said that he settled at the car dealership the other day. I was really happy about that. It was not settled. He fell asleep, which is like next level for him. But he's getting, I know, you are getting so good. He's really good at settling in the house now, too. He really wasn't when he was younger. He would like run around the couch if given no direction. Just be a little shark. I found you through the tutorials and have liked and followed and watched and rewatched so many times. I got a new puppy I'm training as a service dog and have no idea. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, not the part that you don't know what you're doing. It's really hard. Puppies are hard. They're hard for trainers too. I'll need to watch those in the future. I need all those tests. Good. Yeah, there is a service dog playlist. What company did you go through to create your doggy vest? Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're asking about the logo because that my friend made for me. He's a web designer and generally a designer. And then the vest is through Patience and Love. I really like their work. Their turnaround time sometimes isn't that fast, but their work is really good. Yeah. Awesome. I've watched so many training videos in the last couple months and you are very much more helpful than most and have a great, oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, my whole concept for this YouTube channel is making it accessible, like that if you want to put in the work and you can't afford to get someone to help, that you should be able to at least get somewhat started through the videos. So I used to do it like when I had personal clients and I just, it's a really hard thing because hiring a dog trainer is really expensive, right? Because it takes so much work to become a good dog trainer. And at the same time, like if a dog trainer lowers their prices, they burn out so quickly. It's a high burnout field. So like I understand also why prices are high. So my compromise with myself for that was to start making the videos for free. And now I get to do it full time, which I really love. And that's 100% because of my Patreon, folks. YouTube does not pay very much. I've been doing this for 2016, so 9 years now. I still make right now, like, it's not great. I make less, like $800 a month or so from YouTube from my videos, and I have, millions of views. And so I absolutely could not do this without my Patreon folks. So shout out to my Patreon folks. You guys absolutely make this possible for me. So, shout out to Bold Lead Design. Yes, I love my Bold Lead Design leashes. They are some of my favorites. Any specific advice on handler training during a flare or during this awful heat? Ugh, I know. Training in the mall. That is 100%. Like, I train in stores when it's hot out. And the mall is a good place because you can just sit and not feel obligated to like do anything or buy anything. So that's one of the things during the heat. Swimming, if you have access to it, to keep your dog a little bit more tired and get them some good exercise. And then training from seated, like that. Like, what can you do without moving? There's so much you can work on. Duration, nose touches, practicing your shaping where you don't have to do much. I've trained not service dog, but I have had a couple of clients where when I first met them, they're rescues, adults, I couldn't touch them. I couldn't go near them. I had one specifically that I had to train from behind a barrier for the first 4 weeks that I was there because it was so aggressive. And what can I do with that? Well, I can shape behavior from far away. So practicing your shaping skills, and obviously your service dog likes you and is not aggressive, so you can touch them too. Let's see. I want to owner train my service dog, so your videos will come in handy in a couple of months. I'm just waiting after our summer trip to get my puppy. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Do you have any recommendations for doing training? I'm not sure what you mean by that one. Dog who walks behind you too far in a heel but isn't food motivated. Hand touches, so creating a strong hand touch so that they want to walk up by your hand. But I would be contemplating why my dog is not food motivated, because they have to be food motivated to some degree because they're alive, so they have to eat. So I would check out my food motivation video, Building Food Drive, I think it's called, something like that, and look at what you can do. He's so happy. What you can do to increase your dog's food drive to make that an available reinforcer. Also thinking about toy reinforcers as well. That would be something that I would be looking at. And then building up my value for the hand touch so that they want to come up and touch my hand. Cool. All right. Well, my phone is going to die and my arm is tired. So I'm going to head out. It's nice seeing y'all. Thank you for being here, and look forward. There's a video that'll be out next Thursday. Denver, you want to say bye? Or you just want to be a wild man? Yeah, tell the people. Tell them how cute you are with that tail going 24/7. Can you boop it for them? He's like, no, ball only. All right, Allie, have a good one. Bye. I don't know how to turn this off. Let's be real.